Hello everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another video here on my YouTube channel. Today we are celebrating the Trinity Stamps May 2023 release, and we're doing it with a hop, of course. So let's talk about what we're using. This new stamp set is called Here's to Brew. We have our matching dies to go along with it. I really like this stamp set. We're also going to be bringing some white sparkle spots in there. We have some polka dot pattern background, love that. And then an oldie but goodie, the Marshmallow alphabet. And I'm going to be making a 5x7 card. So I'll start by doing my stamping. I've pulled out the two of the main images from our Here's to Brew stamp set, and I'm going to ink those up with some ink on 3 blackout ink onto some Express It cardstock. And then we'll stamp that a couple of times because we are going to be doing some alcohol marker coloring. I'll use my Olo markers, but use what you have. So as I said, this is going to be a part of a hop. We do this every time there is a new release, and it gives you lots of great ideas, showcases all the wonderful products that Trinity Stamps has for that release. And this time we are celebrating dads and grads. So you're going to want to make sure to head down to my description box so that you can check out all of the information along with who to hop with next. And then head on over to Instagram and check out even more. So there is lots to see. This is a fabulous release, and I'm going to have every product that I use linked down below, but also head back to my channel and you'll see the full release as well. I'm going to do a release and review. Okay, so we're bringing in colors for, yes, you guessed it, a brew, a beer, and you could use, I think, this image for a lot of different things, not just a beer. I feel like you could use this for a cola, a root beer, grape soda, whatever you want to do. I feel like you could absolutely do that. So this isn't just obviously for a beer or an alcoholic beverage. And then there's also another image in there that is like a coffee mug. So it's perfect. I think this encapsulates a lot of different options, and I love that it's big, and I really like the sentiments that go along with it. So I have done a pretty decent job of actually putting up all the colors up on the screen for you. And now that we're done coloring, we're going to bring in the matching dies that go along with this and tack down those dies with some mint tape. Run that through our die cutting machine, and then this is where we're going to bring in our Marshmallow alphabet, because I'm going to cut out the word cheers, and I'm going to cut out each of those letters 3 times. Obviously the E will be 6 times because cheers is spelled with 2 E's. And then this is how I'm going to layer those up. Now you could skip this part, you wouldn't have to layer them up 3 times, but I like the thickness that it gives. It kind of makes the word look like a chipboard word and gives it a little bit more depth. But like I said, you could completely skip that. It doesn't take a whole lot of extra time to die cut all of those out. And the fact that the Marshmallow alphabet die is, I feel like it's a perfect size. It's really good. It's a good size, works great with my Crafty Gluefriend. And so, yeah, I've always been a big fan of this die. It's probably one of my favorite alphabet dies, and I definitely have a few alphabet dies. All right, so I have this like rusty orange color cardstock, and I'm going to bring in that brand new polka dot pattern background and a light brown ink. Now obviously this paper that I have is bigger than my background stamp, but that's okay. We're going to put this down on top because the easiest way I've found to stamp these particular clear stamp backgrounds is to just leave them on their sticky back, and then I use a brayer or my fingers to ink that up. As long as you're not moving around too much, you should be just fine. You've seen me use these a few times, but I don't have any issues, and I think they stamp great. So here we'll use that brayer one more time. And then, yeah, there's a gap in there, but check out that really cute polka dot pattern. You can see I am measuring on my glass mat to see exactly how big I need this background to be. I'm going to trim this down. I'm going to leave a little bit of a cream border. So originally I wasn't thinking that I wanted the cream border. I wanted it to be flush up against there. And this is a 5x7 piece of cream cardstock. So I was thinking this one would be 1 inch by 5 inches. The other one would be 4 inches by 5 inches. But then I realized I really like the idea of having a little bit of a border around that. I felt like it framed it up really nicely. And so that's what I decided to do. And I will have extra of that background, so I'll use that later on. But I'm just kind of playing around to see how those letters are going to go in there. Once I've kind of figured that out, I'll grab out my Crafty Gluefriend again, and we will glue down these pieces to the front of our card panel. Like I said, that is a cream colored cardstock, and it measures 5 by 7. And so this is just a tiny bit smaller on the sides. All right, and that's perfect. So now we'll bring in our letters and we'll stick those down in that little section that I've left for each of the letters, kind of trying to space those out. And then I'll glue those down with some more of that Crafty Gluefriend. This glue is great. I recently got back from some travel and played along with it there. It's, like I said, easy for travel if you need to get going, because summer's coming. Summer is coming, and I like to camp and stamp. And so I bring things along with me. So love my Crafty Gluefriend. Once we've already got that letter, all those letters down, we can move on to attaching our beer mug to the hand. And I like how that's designed so that it easily goes over the top. And so I'll just use a little bit of Crafty Gluefriend on that edge, attach our hand to the front of it. And then I debated whether or not to use like some foam tape, but I decided Crafty Gluefriend would work perfectly. This is going to be an easy mailer. So then I can attach that down to the front. I'll have a little bit hanging off to the side, and so I can just trim that off with my scissors. And now that the front is good to go, we're going to bring in those white sparkle spots. These are fabulous for being an easy mailer. So they're flat, but they're super sparkly. These ones are clear, and I love them. I was trying to imitate like the bubbles from a beer. And so I'm just tacking those down with my pickup stick and more Crafty Gluefriend. And my tidy tray's holding everything nice and tidy. And then I'll bring in the card base, which measures 10 inches by 7 inches and is scored at 5 inches. It's some more of that ivory cardstock. Use my Teflon bone folder to make sure that I have a nice crease. And then here I have some more of what I had stamped on that background. And I'm going to trim that down so I can put some of that on the inside of this card. As I always say, I do like to put a little bit of the outside in to tie everything together. And then we can attach down our panel to our base. But I'm going to bring in one of those sentiments from our Here's to Brew. And I love it because it says Happy Birthday. What a fun pun. And then I couldn't stop there. I definitely had to bring in some glossy accents, but could you believe that I used up a whole bottle of glossy accents? It happens from time to time for me. And so I used what I could from this one, and then I grabbed in another bottle, and we finished up filling in all of those letters for the word cheers. And then I also brought it in for the beer. So this stuff will dry flat, but I did have a few bubbles since I originally started with an old bottle. So I'm going to bring in my pickup stick, the tip of it, and we'll just pop some of those bubbles with our pickup stick. So that way we don't have any of those issues. But I love how this turned out so much. That is going to finish off our card. Once that dries, that will dry clear. And I like I said, I just love it. So again, this is a part of a hop. So head on down to my description box, hop along, leave some comments because we love to hear what you have to say. If you like this video, hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And as always, I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.